Mark Rogers TV back with you to wrap up ACC Media Days. We bring in Justin Cates from inside the ACC and also Fighting Gobbler to take us through the day according to Justin Fuente and players. Justin, how you doing today?
Doing well, Mark. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. So it's been a while. It's good to have you back on. Justin Fuente hitting the podium today. Also, the players seem to have taken to these Media Day festivities in recent years, at least some of them, and kind of view it as a way to make a statement, kind of a red carpet fashion statement. So Virginia Tech did that as well.
Yeah, Cam Phillips was the star today in terms of wardrobe selections. And I want to get this right. I want to read his direct quote. He said it was a jacket that's actually a velvet double-breasted jacket. The color is bronze, actually. It looks, so I say it's brown, but the correct term is bronze, and the glasses actually flip up, which he did. And a cacophony of camera clicks started after that. And he didn't actually say that it was about making a statement. He just wanted to kind of have fun with it and enjoy himself. And he said he was having a good time. I think it was pretty apparent to everyone there.
Don't know that I've ever truly seen a bronze jacket. And,
Yeah.
and did you say it's velvet?
Yeah, that was my initial reaction. And I was like, well, maybe it's just shiny. But sure enough, it was velvet. So
believe it or not, I may seem a little understated here. I did once own a silver suit, and it was truly silver. Loved that suit. So bronze, hey, why not? Especially when you're that young and you want to be out there. It gives these kids an opportunity to let their fashion sense be heard. We usually see them just in the pads and the helmet. So good stuff there. Justin Fuente off to a nice start in his tenure there at Virginia Tech, leading his team to a division championship last year. We certainly know what the subtractions have been to the offense in particular. What did Coach Fuente have to say about prepping for 2017?
Yeah, obviously everyone's focused on the loss of Gerard Evans in particular. That quarterback spot is the glamour position. But, he was pretty candid about that. He talked about how the offense is malleable, and he's willing to tailor it to whoever ends up winning the job, who that's still unclear. Josh Jackson is maybe considered the favorite at this point. But, he said he really believes that the offense has got to fit the quarterback. And whatever his skill set was, he thinks that Brad Cornelison did a fantastic job last year of twisting and turning the offense to fit Gerard's skill set. And it was very productive in the end. Gerard Evans had a great season for the Hokies, and they hope to do the same. But there are a lot more things that he's concerned about, mostly in the supporting cast. And particularly the wide receiver position is somewhere where the Hokies need someone to step up. And running back's another spot where he talked at length about how the Hokies aren't, as he put it, the first thing is that he really doesn't care who runs the ball. Virginia Tech used a lot of wide receiver sweeps, and Cam Phillips himself actually last year, 30 carries, 140 yards. He probably won't do that as he's now the number one receiver, but it would not be surprising to see a lot of unconventional runs. Sam Rogers, another guy last year, was a fullback who ended up being kind of a feature back used in a lot of different sets and formations. So Justin Fuente and Brad Cornelison, the offensive coordinator, clearly are going to be willing to look outside of the box to try and put things together on the running game and help support what could be, a young quarterback learning as he goes.
I know we're not on here to speak about what could be or what could have been, but I'm a little disappointed that Gerard Evans has moved on to the NFL. I'm sure Hokies fans are extremely disappointed that that's been the case. But just in terms of taking in good football and seeing exceptional playmakers playing together, what I mean by that is Virginia Tech obviously has not quite been the program in the last 5 or 6 years that it was previously. And one of those things that I see in decline up until last season was a dynamic passing game was pretty absent. It was a pretty mundane offense. The team relied on a great defensive line play and great play in the secondary and special teams to win games, but it was never a dynamic offense for that stretch of time as far as that I could see. And then all of a sudden you throw Gerard Evans into the fray and he responds with the talent around him, Isaiah Ford, Cam Phillips and company, Bucky Hodges, and suddenly it was an explosive offense, one that I wasn't accustomed to seeing in Blacksburg. And some of those primetime games were extremely impressive against Miami and Pitt in particular. And to see them almost win an ACC championship game with those players together, unfortunately, we just got to see a 3/4 of a season flash of dynamic offense. And I know Justin Fuente has the pedigree and the track record to make it happen again, but he obviously has to turn to a new quarterback.
Yeah, and I speak for pretty much all Virginia Tech fans when I say that's probably the most dynamic offense we've seen, certainly in at least a generation. That's what I can speak to firsthand. But yeah, one of the more dynamic groups that we've seen, and a lot of playmakers. But you talked about the dynamic passing game being a new feature. One of the questions today came from a reporter talking about how Virginia Tech used to be known for running the football. A lot of great running backs have gone through the program, a lot of 1,000-yard rushers, sent a lot of guys to the NFL. And, that was one of the things that Fuente was talking about, how he's like, well, we don't necessarily have a guy. Trayvon McMillan was the leading rusher that wasn't a quarterback last year, but he only had about 670 yards. They're going to figure it out and find a way and support whoever it is. You're right. The quarterback slot is on everyone's mind, but I think he's just as curious about the rest of the position groups.
All right, Justin Cates inside the ACC. Also join him on Fighting Gobbler, breaking down Virginia Tech as we head toward 2017. Justin, hopefully we can have you back on as the season looms.
Sounds good, Mark. Good to be with you.